Welcome to the Cyberfacti Academy podcast, where we explore cutting-edge topics like deepfake detection, AI-driven compliance, and the latest advancements in cyber defense. Let's dive into the show with your host, Luis Oliveira.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cyberfacti podcast. Today, we're going to go over the second video of prompt engineering. So, as I mentioned, prompt engineering is the art of crafting powerful prompts. Whether you are into AI, you're a cybersecurity professional or product designer, or just creative problem solving, this is the ultimate skill you need. Prompt engineering for AI best results that you can get, right? So, and as part of the second video, we were, in the first video phase, we were looking at the principles. We had like 6 different principles that we explored to talk about how we can evolve within each one of these principles to get the best prompt, the most sophisticated, the most efficient prompt for whatever you are planning. So as I mentioned in the first video, this is going to be a product solution for vulnerability management tool, right? So we're going to go to ChatGPT and we're going to use each principle prompt engineer, and we're going to build the best prompt engineer that you can get for your vulnerability management product solution, right? So let's start here with prompt engineer. So I'm already logged into ChatGPT, and what we're going to be looking at, the main principles. The first principle that we discussed was the naive prompt. So and then I'm going to use this spreadsheet so we can write down, let's say the naive prompt, right? And I'm going to call this one 0 naive prompt. All right. So what we want to look at in the naive prompt, we want to start with a simple prompt that describes the task you want done. I'm just going to go ahead and get the description pasted in here so we can have it as a final product of our prompts. All right. So, and what would be a simple prompt, or I would say naive prompt, right? So we can start with, because we're going to build a product for vulnerability management, we can start with something like this. So, can you create a vulnerability management solution? Let's see what the result is. Yeah, it tells us that it can definitely guide us to create a vulnerability management solution, right? So this is what we got as a result. So, key components of vulnerability management and all VM cycle, right? Asset discovery, vulnerability scanning, risk prioritization, and so forth, right? So it gives us a full information about it. But again, it's a very simple prompt, which I call, which we are calling principle naive prompt, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here. So let me get back to and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here. As the prompt will be this one, all right? So I'm going to make it bold, right? So now we have these guys. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the second principle, which would be the given direction principle. So the given direction principle is a little bit more sophisticated than the first one, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this prompt already made here, so it facilitates it speeds it up. Let's go ahead and create it as the second prompt here. Design a vulnerability management tool that helps organizations identify, assess, and remediate vulnerabilities in their IT infrastructure effectively, right? So let's go and run it. In the meantime, I'm just going to paste in there. Okay, So it's a lot more sophisticated than the first one on the giving directions. What we're getting is, when you see design a vulnerability management tool that helps organizations identify, assess, and remediate vulnerability in the infrastructure effectively. So I'm actually giving direction. I'm guiding AI to tell me more about this vulnerability management tool, right? So, and I call this describe the desired style, right? So let's take this out. And desired of the persona. Describe the desired style in detail or reference relevant persona. Okay? All right, so, and I'm just going to paste the prompt in here. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the third principle. The third principle would be the level 2, which is a specified format, right? So specified format. So we're gonna go a little bit over that. And so that would be like, define what rules to follow, right? And the required structure of the response. So we're gonna copy it here as a description, all right? And then now let's go ahead and do the specified format. The prompt will be this one. Create a detailed description of vulnerability management tool in a report format. The report should include an overview of its functionality, key features, target audience, and how it integrates with existing security tools. So let's go ahead and see it. Okay, so this gives a lot more information on overview. All right. Also, it I'd rather have this. Anyways. Okay, yeah, I like this better for now. Let me do it. Go ahead and do it again. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Let's have this on this side. That's not a problem. But it gives us a lot of more information that is regarding to the format that it's specifying. So we define what rules to follow and the required structure to respond. So now I'm just gonna put the prompt right here. All right. So as you can see, there is a lot more information because we gave more definition. We gave more detailed description of what we want in the format, right? So let's go ahead and go to the number 3 principle. That would be the provide examples. Okay, so the provide examples is one that you can give an example for that the AI would know about it as example, bring it in the response, adding more stuff, right? Because you're not only going to provide example, but you're going to ask for some more details. So the description for this one would be the insert. Let me put it here for you. Insert a diverse set of test cases where the task was done correctly, right? So as an example here, just right away, I can tell you that Qualys is a vulnerability management tool that is very successful. It's considered in the market share. The first one in the market share for a long time. I don't know if that's still the case, but it's a very successful vulnerability management tool. So that's what means done correctly, right? So, and what we wanted to have on this prompt is something like this. I'm just gonna place in here. Design a vulnerability management tool similar to Qualys or Tenable right? Tenable is another good one. But optimized for a small and medium-sized business. Include features such as asset discovery, real-time scanning, prioritization, blah, blah, blah. So these are part of the vulnerability management tool. So let's go ahead and run this prompt. So it's going to replace the last information we had. I believe that in ChatGPT 3.0 or 3.5, you don't have this format that you enter the prompt on the left-hand side, on the bottom, on the left, and then it keeps changing in front of you on the right-hand side. So on this part of the of the tool. So it's a lot more overview. See, we got a big overview here about it and key features. As you can see, it makes more sense. It goes about target audience, integration with existing security tools, all that. So that kind of like gives us a more space, more insight to work with our product, right? So this is like saying, let's say one example out of the box. This is like saying you want a house, right? But then I want the house to look like this. You show a picture, but you show this picture with a better features of the house, like for example, a bigger porch or something that like a swimming pool or a tennis court, whatever you have around the house, and then it's going to make the result of your prompt more sophisticated, but taking as an example the picture of the house that you showed. So it's the same thing. I bet you understand, right? So let me know in the comments if it's making sense to you, and I can understand from you guys what you think, right? So the next one level, actually, let me just bring the Excel back in here, and I want this prompt, right? Yeah, this one. So the next one will be the principle 4. Principle 4, then we're gonna get really into details here. The principle 4 is more like to evaluate the quality of the product that you want, so it can make difference when you compare what the existing product with the one that you wanted to build. So you can have like your unique MVP of the product that you're creating, right? So I would say market value products, right? So it's more about standards, right? At this stage, you define what makes the result very good with a high quality. So let's go ahead and put the description of this one here, which is evaluate the quality, right? And the description we're gonna get is just says identify errors and rate responses testing, what drives performance. All of this is characteristics of better quality on the tool, right? So it makes sense to have questions like that or have features like that on your tool. So that being said, let's go ahead and come up with the prompt itself, right? So for this one here, it's going to be a little bit more data, or a little bit more. We wanted to start use bullet points for this one. So let's go ahead and write in here. So can you see down here? I think you can, right? So develop a vulnerability management solution and evaluate its quality by ensuring it makes the following criteria. Provides a real-time. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Should be able to make it bigger. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and try. Provide the real-time vulnerability decision, offers integration with major IT system and double environments. This is all very important when you wanted to make a difference. You want to build a really good vulnerability management tool. Includes a user-friendly dashboard, which is great, having a dashboard, reporting and monitoring, automates and remediation process and reduce manual effort. It's getting a little complex, but this is what actually the market is looking for. The automation and the batching part when it comes to vulnerability management. Include these aspects in the design and explain how each is achieved. So then we're gonna run it and look. Now it's the principle number 4, evaluate the quality right here. So the prompt was already pasted here, and now we got the information. Design of the vulnerability management solution, real-time vulnerability detection, integration with major IT systems and cloud environments, user-friendly dashboard. So it's a lot more sophisticated, you see? Automates remediation processes, quality evaluation, all that. So this is our prompt principle 4, right? So I already pasted the prompt right here. And as you could see, the response is so big that it creates a lot of more, how do I say, data for you to explore when you build your own vulnerability management tool, right? So let's go ahead and work on the 5th, which would be the 6th, right? Because if we start with the naive prompt being 0, this could be the 6th, but let's call it 5. Let's number it 5, and it's going to be divide label, right? So let me just put it here. In the divide label 1, what we see is basically this when we wanted to split the tasks in many different tasks, right? So or many different multiple steps, let's say, right? So and what I'm going to bring in here, I'm going to go ahead and bring the description right here. Split tasks into multiple steps, chain together for complex goals, right? So now I separated the prompt itself. So let's go ahead and copy the prompt in here. So break down the creation of vulnerability management tool into the following tasks. 1. Define the target audience in their specific needs. Design the core features such as vulnerability detection, prioritization, and remediation. And 3. Develop a user-friendly interface for dashboards and reports. So it's not it. So we still have 2 more to go on this prompt. So let's go ahead and add it here. Which would be 4. Integrate the tool with existing IT systems and cloud platforms. You see, it's getting more robust. It's getting more questions, more asks. Create a security validation process to ensure effective for each task. Provide a detailed outline of the objective and expect outcomes. So let's stop right here. And I'm just going to save it. And I'm going to add to our file here. This is the prompt. Actually, I don't like that. Let me put it here. Okay. All right. Now we got all 6 principles complete with the description and also with the prompts, right? So let me set it aside and let's run it. So divide label is the last one. And here, what we're going to see, hopefully it's going to go fast. Here, we're going to see a more complete response. All right. So I'm not going to read all of this for you guys, but define the target audience in their specific needs is one of them. Then there is a lot of information as objective of that particular one, steps and expected outcomes, because that's what we asked for. Remember on the number 5 divided label. 2, design the core features, vulnerability detection, prioritization, and so forth with the objective, steps, and expect outcomes. And then 3, develop a user-friendly interface for dashboard and reporting objective. Reporting with objective, again, steps, expect outcomes. It's still going, you see. Integrate the tool with existing IT system and cloud platform is the 4 in the list with objective, steps, and expect outcomes. 5, create a security validation process. It's still going. Let's see it finish, and then we can kind of wrap it up because this is a lot of information to ingest, to understand, and to get to. But with the documentation that I'm going to be sending the link in the description of this video, you're going to be able to download and try own prompts following these principles in a way that you can build your tool, you can do your homework, or you can do your project from your work, whatever you want. But anyways, it ends on the number 5, create a security validation process to ensure effectiveness. So if you take a look at it, it's a long response that we got this time. And that's because we broke down with in 5 different asks. So for the vulnerability management tool creation, right? Following this task. So that's the divided label number 5. So what I want to provide here now is an overview. So here we got, let me see if I can make it look better. Yeah. So here we got this number 1, the naive one, right? The naive prompt. Then we got the number 1, actually the first one was 0. Then we got this one. Let me go ahead and wrap text so we have everything in one cell, right? So create a detailed description, specify format, and provide examples. This is starting getting complex, as I mentioned before. And then evaluate the risks. It's all here, right? So we got all 6 of the principles here. Now, here's the catch. Here's what you wanted to learn and you wanted to apply in your prompt engineers in any project that you had. So how do I consolidate all this? You don't have to, but it helps you to create a prompts that you can test, right? If you go to each level of principles, you can create the prompts that you can test later. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring it down here as, let's say, an advanced prompt, all 5 or 6 principles integrated. It doesn't have to have all of them, but anyways, I'm not going to talk too much now. I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt that I have prepared here, which is the last prompt. So let's go ahead. I'm even going to get another brand new chat. So this is the prompt. Develop an advanced vulnerability management solution for a small and medium-sized business that combines real-time vulnerability detection, prioritization, and automated remediation. The solution should include 1. User-friendly dashboard for monitoring and reporting. 2. Integration with IT systems, cloud platforms, and security tools. 3. A modular design allowing customization for different industries. 4. Security validation to ensure effectiveness. And then the final order or final input. Break the development process into tasks, including defining the target audience, designing core features, building the interface, integrating systems, and validating security. Provide a design as a structured report detailing functionality, features, and expected outcomes for each task. Also evaluate the solution against industry benchmarks like Qualys or Tenable to ensure it delivers a high quality. So I'm going to be running this and leave it running in the while I do the conclusion of this video. The conclusion is you have known from this, let's say from this video, you have known the following: all principles, right? And then these descriptions for each principle, right? Now, the prompts, you don't have to create the prompts yourself. You only need to run a prompt that asks for, in each level or each principle, please create a prompt for this particular tool that I want to create, for this particular project that I want to work with, for this particular X and Y and Z, whatever that I want to create. So then you're going to get all the prompts from ChatGPT or from any other artificial intelligence tool, right? So then you're going to be able to, with all the prompts created, you're going to go ahead and be able to integrate, consolidate all of this. Then you're going to have a more sophisticated prompts that you can have to build whatever you want to build. In this case, we were building vulnerability management tool, right? So I hope you like this video. Thanks again for watching, and thanks for being with us in the podcast. This is video number 4 of our podcast, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and be safe, and be aware. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Cyberfacti Academy podcast. If you like it, subscribe, share, and join us next time. Be aware and be safe.